Hi everyone, and welcome to No Nonsense Whisky Presents. Today we're going to be looking at the Cotswolds Dry Gin. This Cotswolds Distillery is a brand new distillery. They've been producing new make spirit for about 2 years, just over 2 years now, and is kind of the brainchild of ex-investment banker Dan Zor. I have been to the distillery, and that's actually how I got this bottle, because I volunteered to help them bottle some gin once, and they paid me in this bottle. These are worth about £35, so pretty good per hour rate, to be fair. I'm going to be talking about their whisky in depth in a later video when I actually do a review of their yearly test batch series, so I won't talk about that too much. We're just going to talk about what they're producing at the moment, and that is mostly this dry gin. They're also doing a lot of smaller bottlings that are only available at their shop in the Cotswolds in Shipston-on-Stour, and that makes them my local distillery as well. So this bottle is from batch number 3 in 2015, so I've had it a little while, and it's one of 7,500 bottles. I have previously reviewed a gin on the channel, and I'll just repeat briefly that I am no gin expert in any way, shape or form, nor a whisky expert for that matter, but that's a story for another day. So this is not a review, this is just a little video to let you know about the Cotswolds Distillery and what they're doing, and why they should be on your radar. So at the time when I actually visited them last year, they didn't have any new make spirit or anything like that to try, so they were allowing you to try their gin at the end of their tour. So as a non-gin drinker, I was a bit sceptical, but I thought I'd give it a go, and this is what we have now. Nice clear crisp gin, non-chill filtered, as it says on the bottle. Now for me, this smells a lot different to any other gin that I've tried. I'm again no big fan or expert in gin, so I haven't tried that many, but this one is just like so much lavender. Like you can really smell the lavender over anything else, and that's over the junipers and over the kind of alcohol smell that you would get from a gin. And for me, that's a good thing. You know, lavender's very relaxing smell, meant to be good for you if you believe in such things. Let's give it a taste. It's so much different to any other gin I've tried. It really does taste of that lavender, maybe a touch of heather as well. And for me, I get kind of things like black pepper and I don't know, maybe some cardamom seeds or something like that as well, if that's not too much nonsense for you. Now, I haven't got the capability right now, but when they let us try this in the distillery, they dropped an ice cube in it and it instantly went cloudy, which I found fascinating, because usually when you put gin in the freezer or something like that, it stays clear. I don't know the science behind that, I don't know why it does that, but it was just a bit of a fascinating difference, if you like, something to show people if you ever get a bottle of this. It was very spicy on the tongue as well. I just noticed it then as I was talking. It was still going. Now for me, I've tried this with tonic, but I have to admit I prefer it neat, in a strange kind of way, which is something I never thought I would say about gins. Previously tried the Lakes gin, and I do like that neat, but I still preferred it with tonic. This, I prefer it without. Don't know why. A very good gin, and this thing has won awards over awards over awards, because they started making it to kind of recoup costs while they were distilling, and ended up producing something rather spectacular. And I think it kind of shows with how they're producing their whisky. You know, the founder Dan, he's got a relatively young team. I think they spent some time in Scotland getting trained and things like that, but they don't have any kind of old wizened distillers involved. They've got some really young people there, and they are extremely experimental. They've got a little lab above their distillery which they just go nuts on, and they just make all kinds of weird stuff, all available in their shop if you can actually get down to the distillery. And that's kind of where this came from. You know, they were given free rein to do whatever they wanted to try and make a kind of really nice standout gin, rather than just something that they're just going to churn out and sell. And it really pays off. And I can only hope that when their whiskey comes out next year, again, I'm not going to go into too much detail just yet. Watch my next video for that. But I can only hope that if they put as much care into it as they did this, it's going to be pretty spot on. So there you go, that's the Cotswolds Dry Gin. Well worth your time. I think it's about 35 quid. I got it from the distillery itself, but I know that they now are available on Prime, on Amazon Prime and Amazon without Prime. So very available, and I would highly recommend it. Well, that's the end of the video today. So as always, like and subscribe, comment, shares, all these things. I read every comment. I'm very appreciative of every person who watches the videos. And don't forget to check back on Thursday when I'm going to be doing the small batch test batch. I keep saying small batch, test batch number 2, which has the Cotswolds Distillery's new make, their 20-month ex-bourbon and their 20-month ex-red wine bottlings, which I am super excited to try. So yeah, check back on Thursday. See you then.